not the best, I would say. Probably, yeah, I mean, like a roller coaster, I would say. A bit up in the beginning and then falling really hard. I mean, the reason why we went with the 9 core back then to bring in Hades, Goofy and Kyler was because that we wanted to have an easier way into the major itself. And we had to get a core who had an RMR spot already, and we knew that they had that. So we knew that it would make our path a lot easier, and we ended up going and actually qualifying from the RMR and heading into the major in Copenhagen, which was nice. So in that way, it was a good choice, but if you look at the bigger picture, maybe not the best because, yeah, obviously it didn't work out for us. I thought that we had the chance to make it to both majors, for sure, yeah. But I also knew that it would be tough because, I mean, we had an okay lineup, but still not really good. So, yeah, I knew we had the chance, but I also knew that there was a possibility that this would not work out. It was kind of a gamble, I would say, from our perspective, and yeah, obviously it did work out the way we wanted. A lot of the guys already knew each other at the beginning, so it was mainly me, Kuben, maybe Ducha a little bit, getting used to the 3 new guys. But overall, I think they knew each other very well. They knew each other's weaknesses and also their strengths. But I think the cons was that we didn't go for some younger talents that was maybe more used to CS2 or has showed more in CS2, or maybe was a bit bigger prodigies, where we went with someone who had a couple of good tournaments in CSGO, and we decided to gamble on that. So the first play in Katowice was really nice because everything kind of clicked for us. We played really good. We had some good upsets, especially I remember against my old team Astralis, we won. So yeah, the mood was high. Everyone was really happy. Also, it was in Katowice, which was where all the other guys except for me were from, like from Poland. So of course it meant a lot to them, and I could feel it as well. Yeah, so that was really nice. So in the Katowice play-in, we beat Mongols to qualify for the main event. And as you saw, that Mongols was getting better and better, and is now in the top of the world ranking. So it's something unique to have beaten them, of course, but we beat them in the really early phase of them starting to progress. They're a strong team now, but back then I also think that we had a bit of luck. I can't really describe what it was, but in Katowice, something just happened that probably would not happen if we played these games 10 times over. I think we were a bit lucky with our results, but it was kind of meant to be in some weird way, which was nice, of course. So after qualifying for the main event, we were playing the teams like G2 and Vitality. And of course, this was like the big boss going to meet these guys. We beat Astralis and Mongols to qualify for the event itself, but still going up against these guys was of course going to be more tough. But yeah, as I said before, it's something just clicked for us this tournament. Kind of meant to be that we needed to be able to beat these teams, and we did that. We beat Vitality, we beat G2, we qualified for playoffs, and yeah. And it was kind of weird because some of the guys didn't be on that big stages before in this kind of scenario, so of course there was a lot of pressure. It was also one of the first arena games for me in a while, and of course there was also some pressure on me because I really wanted to beat Falcons. We all wanted this, and we wanted to like go for the home run and try to go the whole way. But yeah, we didn't win against Falcons. They were better than us, yeah, we went out of the tournament. So of course we were sad, but I kind of still felt like people were happy that we just got into the playoffs. It's kind of like we met our own expectations and even more maybe. So it was a good run that we had this first time of the year. So after Katowice, where we lost in the quarterfinal to Falcons, we now had a small break where we of course practice a lot to be able to be ready to play at the RMR for Copenhagen Major. And we're going in a tough group, of course. We had a lot of really good teams in our group. I remember Spirit, Astralis, and also some other teams, some other top teams. And of course, our goal was to go to the major itself, but we knew it was going to be tough because we also knew that the things we did in Katowice probably wasn't how good we actually were. We were kind of, I wouldn't say lucky, but like I said, it was kind of meant to be. We could feel in practice that it was going to be tough, but somehow we still managed to qualify for the major itself. At this RMR, we also met our expectations. So now we had first Katowice and then now the RMR, where we met our own expectations, which was really nice. We even climbed to kind of number 10 in the world ranking. And yeah, of course, it also meant a lot to me personally to qualify to a major that was meant to be held in my home country, in Copenhagen. So yeah, I was really satisfied. Everyone was, and kind of the pressure was taken away from us. And yeah, that was nice. So at the major itself, it was tough because it's the Swiss format once again. And we beat Koi, but we lost to 3 Brazilian teams. I think it was it Furia, Pain, and one more team, right?
Imperial.
Yeah, and Imperial. And of course, it was really tough. But I think the Brazilian teams just had the upper hand on us. This aggressive play style, going for a lot of duels, really didn't suit us that much. We more like to play this. We more like to play this tactical way of Counter-Strike. So that was tough for us to play against, and we didn't really, have a chance to qualify for the playoffs, or even for the second stage of the major. After Katowice, which was nice, then we had the RMR, which was nice. The major itself didn't go accordingly to our goals, of course. We're now ranked 15 in the world, and we're going into our next big tournament, which is ESL Pro League. It's not like a group where we didn't see ourselves qualify from, but we still end up losing to teams like Gamer Legion and stuff like this. So kind of the pressure was taken away from us, and I could feel it on the players that we were not as good anymore. Maybe both individually speaking, maybe also as a team, kind of meted too much of our expectations. Everyone was on a high, and now we're starting to get down on a low. We also tried to do some role changes to make people more comfortable, but it really didn't work out for us, sadly. At ESL Pro League, we lost twice to Gamer Legion. Then we went into the last chance stage, where we have, like, if you lose this one game in the last chance stage, then you're out. And of course, we go up against a Brazilian team again. This time it was Furia, and we lost again. So that was tough for us. And we knew that after this, we went out, not even making the playoffs or doing some damage to some better teams. We knew that we had to maybe do some changes or start working in a different way or stuff like this. After ESL Pro League, we had an online tournament, which we again didn't meet our own expectations. And then we had to do some changes. We decided to change Hades and Jucha to bring in Samda Young and Puddy. I think it was necessary for us to do a change, and this is what happened. So I think both Hades and Jucha was really nice guys. We had a lot of fun when we were at tournaments and stuff like this. I think in-game wise, I think Hades could maybe up his communication a bit more. This was what I at least tried to tell him sometimes. And Ducha just wasn't feeling the game that much at that point of time. I think Ducha is also a really good player, just like Hades, but something just didn't click with them back then. Yeah, it is what it is. I think they're both really nice guys, good players, but things just didn't click, and we had to do some changes. Our first tournament with the new lineup, with now bringing in the young gun Puddy and also bringing in Samda Young, was Yala Compass. And we had about, I don't remember if it 1 or 2 weeks to prepare for this tournament, which is not a lot. but of course we wanted to do our best. It was a tough group. We had the likes of Astralis and Heroic in our group, which we knew was going to be a tough game. So we had to beat Sashi, which we did, which was nice. This was our only win in the group because we played 5 matches. Wasn't the best tournament for us, but we also knew that we only practiced for 1 or 2 weeks, and that we needed more time to be able to get the new guys into the system. After Yala Compass, we didn't have a lot of time because we went directly to Jönköping and had to play another tournament. This one we felt like we could do better. We tried to look at the games we lost. What can we do different? How can we change small stuff just to be a little bit better? Because this is what we needed to be able to go to playoffs in Jönköping. Jönköping was a pretty important tournament for us because there was some points and stuff we needed, and we needed to make the playoffs. I mean, the first 2 tournaments with the new guys, Yala Compass and Jönköping, was right after each other. Or Jönköping was right after Yala Compass, and I remember the mood was a lot better because of the changes. There was like new blood coming in, new kind of passion and new expectations. So just kind of a better mood in general with these 2 changes. After Jönköping, we had the player break in the summer vacation. And after the summer vacation, we had to practice to go to India tournament, Sky Esports. We went to India. It was the first time for all of us being there. It was a nice hotel. I liked the food personally. Not everyone did, but I liked it. We had to play a GSL format where we had to play 5 games. There was 6 teams in each group. We ended up winning 3 of our games and losing 2. We lost to Aurora and Mongols, which was kind of on our level, and we beat the teams that we should, which was Bleed, Paravision, and one other team, which was nice. So we ended up qualifying for the playoffs in India. So now we had both in Jönköping and now in India, we qualified for playoffs, which was really nice. So after the Sky Esports tournament in India, we had to play a bunch of online qualifiers. It didn't really go as well as we hoped for. Maybe a bit, we were lacking kind of bringing the results consistently, winning some games, but also losing some to worse opponents. And this was of course tough for us. And this was, all these online qualifiers was heading into the close qualifier for the RMR, which we of course wanted to qualify from. Yeah, we ended up losing to Koi and Unity in the first day, so we were 0-2. It was the Swiss format once again, and we had the back against our walls. And then on the next day, we had to play a few more games. We started out with winning Enterprise, and then we had to play against our old teammates from Monte, and this was Jucha and Hades and 3 other guys. And we ended up losing that game in a best of 3. Yeah, in a best of 3. And that was really tough for us because, I mean, we benched the guys and now we start losing to them, not qualifying for even the RMR. So this was like the biggest low, I would say, in 2024 for us, not even being able to qualify for the RMR. I remember that the mood was really, really low after losing the close qualifier at the RMR. I remember me personally, maybe even my biggest low in my career. I felt like I really was in a deep black hole after this that I had to pull myself out of. Yeah, that was extremely tough for all of us, but especially for me, I remember. Yeah, I was really sad after this, not being able to qualify for the RMR. So after the close qualifier for the RMR, which we lost, we decided to bench Kuben and bring in a new coach in NKJ. I think it was just necessary for us that something new happened. I think me and Kuben wasn't really going into the same direction. He was trying to go into too much of his direction. I was trying to go too much into mine, and it was confusing the players quite a lot, I would say. So it wasn't really working out for us, and a change was kind of necessary. Either it was going to be me or it was going to be him. and ENCE knew that, and yeah, then this happened. For me personally, NKJ is more similar to me, more tactically approaching the game, where I think Copenhagen was more like, I wouldn't call it like puck style, FACEIT style, but he was thinking more about shooting than about the tactical aspect. So I liked the change with NKJ because he was really into kind of a nerd, I would say, like really working hard, watching a lot of matches, bringing a lot of new stuff, using numbers from the opponent to his advantage. So all the stuff that I also liked, NKJ liked as well. So this was kind of perfect fit for me, I would say. I think he's actually signing the contract and going directly from Germany to Malta, where we had to play ESL Pro League. So we didn't even know if we were going to have a coach at this tournament, and I didn't even talk to NKJ. He didn't even meet the players. It was the first time meeting the players was in Malta. So this was actually crazy. So we knew that we just had to go in, play kind of the game that we have been practicing. Now without a coach, NKJ just being kind of a spectator. And it was going to be tough. We knew that already. Yeah, so we start out losing to Liquid in the group stage. Then we go up against the Brazilian team, Red Canids, end up losing again. And then we are having a final game against Atox, and we end up losing that also. And going 0-3 at this tournament was of course tough for us, but we knew that we had to change our whole play style, and we didn't have time to do it yet. So we kind of still have played our old style, and it didn't really work out for us at all. So this was kind of a big low for us, from the RMR to the ESL Pro League. But now we had to bring in a new coach and make a new system. So actually at ESL Pro League, we already knew that Goofy was not going to be on the team anymore. He didn't want to continue playing. And yeah, of course, we had respect for that. I think there was a possible scenario where he would get benched anyway because some more changes was going to need to happen, but it wasn't really going to be my decision. It was going to be probably NKJ looking at the players we had and then deciding from there. But he also knew that Goofy was going to leave the team. Yeah, so in this period after ESL Pro League, we had quite a lot of weeks, and we decided to do some trials for new players. We trialed a lot of different ones. Kasper Sky and Naichu was two of them. And NKJ in the end decided to bring in those two new guys, and he decided to bench Kyler as well. So now Goofy was going out, Kyler was going out, Kasper Sky was going in, and Naichu was going in. So this was a big change for the team. So now actually from 2024, I was the only one left from the team. And yeah, Sondre Young was new, Putty was new, NKJ was new, Naichu, Kasper Sky. So a whole new different team for me. I mean, now we do all these changes, and I have a whole different team around me, which was kind of nice because we didn't do too well with the old roster. And I wouldn't say that we had a lot of pressure because we bring in two new really young guys, two new talents. And this is exactly what we needed, I feel like, some more aggressiveness. And yeah, this was nice. We didn't really have a lot of pressure because we didn't do well with the old roster in the end. So yeah, the first tournament with the new guys is the Elisa Masters here in Finland, and I knew it meant a lot to ENCE to be able to go to playoffs. I mean, even win this tournament because they never was able to do that. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of expectations because we just brought in the two new young guns. We had like maybe 1 week of practice or something like this, and we knew it would be tough, but we also knew that from the practice results that now we started to play much better. The influence of the new young guns and NKJ coming in was really nice. So we started out with playing against 9C. We ended up winning against them. Then we had to play against Heroic. We lost to them, but then we had to play against 9C one more time to be able to qualify for playoffs here at Elisa Masters. And we managed to do that. So that was really nice because I knew that it was really important for us to get into playoffs. because it was here in Finland. ENCE is a Finnish organization. We also have Putty, who is from Finland. So it meant a lot to all of the people that we were able to play on stage. So that was a big success for us. So in the semi-final of Elisa Masters, we are playing against the Mongols. And the Mongols have been climbing the ladder for the whole year, whole 2024. So we knew we were going to be going up against a good opponent. But we actually managed to beat them, which was really nice. So already there we showed that the changes was making some kind of positive. Then we had to play against Heroic the day after in a best of 5. And we didn't really have much time to prepare, and it was really tough because it's a best of 5, so many maps, and there wasn't a lot of time. We ended up winning that game in the best of 5 to actually being able to lift the trophy in the end. I remember it was such a crazy feeling because I think it was about, I don't remember how many years since I even lifted a trophy, and the first time for some of the new young boys. So I was really satisfied with our results this tournament. Yeah, so the end of 2024, after Elisa Masters, we had some online tournaments, and these online tournaments were kind of haunting us because we didn't really get the results we wanted. We needed to find some more consistency, and we knew that this was probably what was going to be our big goal coming into 2025. So heading into 2025, we started out with a boot camp, which we are now in here in Finland. And we had to play the Blast Bounty, and we had to go up against Falcons. I think we found more consistency, but sadly, it meant that we lost 2-0 to Falcons, both maps in overtime, which was of course a really tough loss because we wanted to start out 2025 with a win. So yeah, it's tough, but I feel like we're on the right path, and I feel like that the future is going to be really nice for us. I feel like we have good players, and we are able to bring up some good results in the future.
Anything you want to say?
Thank you guys for watching.